Hello guys, welcome to MTC Quantity Surveyor. Today I will be taking off everything under substructure. I'll be doing taking off for this building. It's a small building. Let me see. The project name is construction of a low cost house. Let me hide this, and then let's get started. First of all, I'm going to write my project name here. Like, I won't put my details and then to do these lines, I have uploaded the video before this one. You can check it out and how to do these lines, and then I also introduce some functions that you can use when you are taking off with Excel. Now I'm going to write my project. Construction of low cost house, and then here you write your drawing number. Let me check what's the drawing number, but I will not write it. I'll just show you where to find it, because like the video might be long if I do so. Let me go back to display. Here you can find, let me zoom in so that you can see. Here is our drawing number, KSUG 1/0, it's in the -3E. Yeah, you write it, and then now I'll go to write my taking off list. Yeah, let me write my taking off list. Go to Excel. Taking off list. Then I'll underline this. We're going to do site clearance, first site clearance. And then do top soil removal, and also do, let me check, doing some things. And then we're going to do, like, do we have a tree there? Let me check if we have a tree. We have trees, but if we don't have one, I will add one. What the specification says, looks like we have no trees. Yeah, I'll just add the tree. Let's see, we'll just add the tree. I'll add the tree, and then I'll write it somewhere on my side. Let me write it here. I'll write it here. I'll add the tree, 1 tree, so that they can cover everything. 3 with a diameter, which is equal to, let's just write die, which is equal to let me say 800 millimeters. Maybe let me add 2 trees so that I can show you that these things, don't book them at the same time. We book them in categories. Time a tree width 1.2 diameter, and then now we'll do topsoil removal. We'll do site clearance, topsoil removal, and then we're going to do tree removal, tree removal, and then we're going to do our excavation now. Excavation. After excavation, we could do our cutaway. Yeah, let's do cutaway. We'll do cutaway after this thing. Like, I won't like show you. Hey, this thing is going to be a problem. Forgive me for the background noise, guys. Let's move, and then I'm going to do the backfill. Also what? Backfill. I'm going to also do risk of collapse. Then I'm also going to do, let me add this, let me not do risk of collapse before I do these things. Let me not do, like, let me put them in order. After cutaway, let me do keep free of water. Is it like this? This is keep free of water. Keep free of water. Like, keep the trenches free of water. And then now I'll do risk of collapse is C, not F. Risk of collapse, and then after risk of collapse, we'll be done. Let's do our backfill, but some things may not be in order here, but the order doesn't matter. Like, you should do your earthworks first before you do your concrete work. You should do all the earthworks. After doing your earthworks, you can move into concrete work and then move to floors. The order matters when, like, I don't know how to put this thing, but let me just move. And then we're going to do compaction. And then we're also going to do soil poisoning. Insects. And then we're going to do what else? I think it's everything here. And then move. Did I include everything? Yeah, I included everything. Nothing is left. Now we're going to do our concrete work. Start with concrete footing. Am I recording, man? I'll see. I'm doing concrete footing, man. Let me make sure, because find out I'm not recording. But I am recording in height. And then we're doing concrete footing, and then after concrete footing, we're going to do brick wall. After foundation, brick wall. After brick wall, we're going to do, after brick wall, this is the brick wall. After brick, let me just write brickwork. Yeah, it should be brickwork. This is foundation brickwork. And then we're going to do also the underfloor fillings. So we're going to add our hardcore. Let me see. Let me check the plan first. Let me not just rush. Yeah, we have hardcore. And this is hard rock. But I will not do like those things like where we say extra hard rock. I will assume that we don't have hard rock and soft rock. I'll just make a short video on these things, on the soft rock and hard rock. And then let me see. Yeah, we have hardcore, and we also have sand blending. Yeah, let's do it. Let me add. I'm going to add the hardcore. These are floor hardcore. After hardcore, we're going to have our sand blending, because we can't lay our damp-proof membrane on rocks, because it will have some holes. The rocks will punch the damp-proof membrane, so we have to have a sand blending so that we have a smooth surface. Sand blending. And then we're going to have another thing. We're going to have after sand blending, we're going to have our damp-proof membrane, DPM. and then we're going to do our concrete surface bed, concrete surface bed. And this video is going to be long because I was thinking that I would use a simple drawing, but I couldn't find one where we have a single room. But if I use this one, maybe it will be an advantage to you because you will get to be exposed to those methods which we use to do this kind of plans. And now we have to do a DPC. This is the last item, DPC. Now we can start now. First of all, we can start now. Let me go. I'm going to do the width calculation for center line. Let me just write width. Calculation for center line. Then move out and underline this thing. Let me go to the plan and then so that I can figure them out. Yeah, this side is going to move to this side, and then this side is going to move to this side, and this side is going to move to this side, this side is going to move this side. So I'm going to try and make this a rectangle, and then this side is going to move to this side, to here. Then we'll be left with these recesses. We can move these recesses to this side and move these recesses to this side, and then the length of this side will be the length of this side. Well, this length, like, we're going to use only for our center line. Like when we go to side clearance, we'll not use this length where I add the recess with we will not use the width, this width where I add the width plus the recess so that I can have any width. Yeah, let's start. The first length, let me see our length. How much is our length? Our length is 1. Yeah, let me work with the trench. It is included here. We have the trench, and then this is the wall. I can work with the trench or the wall, but I'll look at the trench. Things will be easier. Yeah, because like there are many units here, it will be difficult for me like to, but if I work with the trench, it will be easier. Now let's start. The dimension of the dimensions of the trench is 14.57 meters, and then this is our length, and then our width is going to be 10.57, and then we also add these recesses, and then they say the length from here to here is 3 meters, and then which means we're going to take this part from here and then to here, move it up there. When we move it up there, we're going to cover a certain part here. I'm sure here I'm working with the trench. Let me not look at the wall. We're going to move this part from here to here up to here, which means and then the length, the external dimension of the trench is 3 meters. When I move this piece from here to here, we have the width of the trench. How much is the width of the trench? Let me check. The width of the trench is 800. When I move this part from here to here, you see the 3 meters, we have to subtract 800 we have to subtract 800 millimeters, which is 0.8 meters, and then remember that we'll have a piece here left here, which is also equal to 800 meters. It will be this piece from here to here, you see, which will be 800 millimeters, and then we add 800 millimeters, which means our recess will also be 3 meters, and then we're going to take those 3 meters, and this side will be equal. We're going to take those 3 meters and move this one to this side, and then move this one to this side. On this side, which means we're going to have 10.57 plus 3 meters, and then it's going to be 13.57 meters. Our width is going to be 13.57 meters, and then our length is going to be 14.57 meters. Now I can put my dimensions so that I can calculate my center line. This is our width calculation. Let me say the length is 14 14,000. Let me combine them. 14,000. Man, it's 14,570. Yeah, it's 570. 570. And then our width is 13.5. Remember, we added the recess here so that we get up writing. Our width is going to be 13.570, which is 13,500 millimeters. Move out. And then now I can use my functions now. Let me confirm that I have the correct dimensions. Yeah, this 13. And then now let's do our calculations. We're going to say 2, and then let me insert a symbol here. Let me not use an asterisk. This thing is a bit slow. Yeah, be patient with me. I'm going to multiply on the sample, then we insert it, and then I close. Let me copy it. I will copy it. Copy, Control C, so that I can just paste if I want to use the multiplication side. And then I will have to add these 2 things. I will do my calculation here, and then I will delete here. I'll do them here, and then I will delete. I didn't let me draw this line first. Let me fix this line at the borderline to these cells. What's going on, and why this thing as a full move? And let me just end here and then do this. I entered, man. What's going on? What's happening? Okay, the problem is here. Let me delete this. What did I do wrong? What did I do, man? I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah. Let me delete this thing. I'm done. Show what I used. Yeah. Now let me select them. Yeah, I moved too much. I think we're gonna need all letter pages for this day. This borderline. Yeah, everything else perfect. Let's move. I want to do my calculations. I want to add those 2 things. I will use the sum function. So equals to sum. Take this number, add it to this number, then enter. And then it's 28,140. 140 multiplied by 2, and then I will say it's equals to, I will just use the product function, equals to product function, and then I'll multiply by 2 again, and then it's this thing. Our answer is 50. Let me make a space here. Let's do the space here. So we have this 56,280 millimeters. Then I will use this thing to put it here. It's like this. And then remember, we're using the external dimensions of the trench, so we have to less corners. I will less the corners. It's corners. Corners. Less corners. Now less the corners, and then we have 4. A Control V. Remember, I copied something. Control V, and then I have 2. Control V. I have 0.5, and then Control V. The length of the trench, it was 800 millimeters. We have 800 millimeters, and then we say is equals to, and then it's equals to what? Let me make a space here. Okay, move to another side. Let me make a space here, and then let me do my calculations here. Or I can even use this function because like I have to delete. Like let me use this function. We have 4 by 2 by. Let me just write 4 pi because 2 times 0.5 is 1. Let me just write so, and then say this times this is going to be 32,000. 3,200. We have 3,200 millimeters. And then I will not need these things. I'm done with them. Let me delete. I'm done with them. Okay, and then let me move this thing to the side. Move it. It is fine here. I will write my center line to this side. Say center line is equals to. Let me use the functions again. Also it's equals to use the sum function. Sum functions. Like I will not explain anything today. 56280 comma minus. You should watch my first video like to get the introduction how to do these things, because I know some of you might be amazed here. And then we have our center line. Our center line is 53,080. 380. Yeah, this is our center line. They do my things correct, man. Yeah, this is my center line. This is my center line. Let me check the plan. Did I do things correct? Yeah, the dimensions are fine. And then let's check. Yeah, everything is fine. Our center line is correct. It's very correct, very correct. Millimeters. And then we want to shift this thing to the right. Yes, and then perfect. We are done with center line calculations. Now we can do our side clearance. We can start with side clearance. Move out, and then I underline this thing, and then let me delete this cell. I won't need this. I'm done with it. And then I can like insert the line so that I can open the item and close it. Go into shapes, lines. It should be black. Let me change the color. Black. I'm using black color. And after, when I'm done with this thing, I will also like put a link where you can download this thing so that you can refer. Now we are doing our side clearance. First of all, let me I explain why am I doing this. I explained on my first video. You should watch it first. Introduction to taking off using Excel. Yeah, I think I will need I will need these cells. I will need only this number of cells, and then I measure them, and then I can start my typing, my description. Like you're going to use a standard system here. Like if I was going to have standard system with me, it was going to be a long process. Let me just open my notes so that I can get the description, that I can give you correct things only. Yeah, and then our description. Where is our description for topsoil removal for site clearance? Yeah, it is. Let me just write it. Yeah. Your whole site area the whole site area by digging. You see this thing now is overlapping. Let me fix this problem first so that I'm going to use Arab text. Yeah, by digging up and removing rubbish. What does it say? Yo, I don't have the full description with me, but I can write it here. But let me just try. Or should I open my standard system? Let me open my standard system so that I can give you a full description. I collect it. I'm still. Okay, page 7. Yeah, see, like you're going to find this description on page 10 under site clearance. It's under earthworks. Site clearance is number 3. And then let's clear the whole site area by removing and digging up rubbish, debris, debris, and then we have vegetation. Let me make a space here so that it ends. So vegetation space, hedges, and then what's other thing? Shrubs. And what's the other thing? And then what and trees. Not exceeding. Now just write that. I've created not exceeding 200 millimeters. Give. This thing is meters in meter square. You can refer to your standard system. Earthworks. What am I writing? Earthworks 3. And then you can change it to a superscript. I will not do it. Yeah, this description. Yeah, it's perfect now. It is perfect. I can choose this item. Well, let me just do it first, and then we have the dimensions, site clearance. And then when we are clearing our site, we'll clear the whole site, and we're going to add 1.5 meters beyond the building. And then let me tell you this thing. We're not going to use these dimensions. These dimensions were for center line. We're going to use the exact dimensions for the house. Let's go to what's beyond the building. Yeah, let's go to the building so that they can have a working space. Like we're going to add 0.5 meters beyond the building. But beyond the building, I think the building is here. Beyond the building is this one. Our building will be here, which means we can use the dimensions of the wall. But let me just use the dimensions of the trench. We're going to have 14.57 meters, and then we add 1.5 on this side, 1.5 on this side, and then we're going to have 10.57 meters, and then we're going to add 1.5 on this side, 1.5 on this side, which means we're going to add 3 meters to these dimensions. Here we're going to have 17.57 meters. Here we're going to have 13.57 meters. Yeah, I'm going to write them here. Here we're going to have 17.57 meters, and then here we're going to have 13.57 meters. And now we use our functions. I call the product function. I select this, and then I say this, and then I say this, press enter. Then we have our area. Then I'm going to close this item. I go to insert tab and insert shapes, lines, and then I close this item. I choose my color, should be black. I'm done with site clearance. Now we're going to topsoil remover. We're going to remove the topsoil to the extreme lengths of the trench. Like we're going to remove the topsoil from the external side of the trench. You can remove the topsoil from the internal side of the trench, depends on you. You can remove the topsoil from the external side of the wall, or you can remove the topsoil from the internal side of the wall. It depends on you. But I want to make things easy. Let me just remove the topsoil from. This one is an easy method. Like this one would be complicated. Yeah. Let me remove the topsoil to extreme lengths of the trench from the external side of the trench. Yeah. And then remember, we're going to remove the topsoil to the external sides of the trench, which means I'm going to use the external dimensions of the trench. This side is 14.57 meters, and then this side is 10.57 meters. And then remember, we have these things A, B, C. These are our RSSs. We'll have to deduct them, or less them. We'll have to deduct them. We have to calculate the area for this part. You see, for this part, because I was removing. But if like I was removing to the extreme length of the wall, I will have to deduct this part. You see? Yeah, now things are easy. I have explained everything. And then if we remove the topsoil to the extreme length of the trench, this thing is going to affect our excavation, which means we are going to excavate from reduced length, from reduced level, which will be below 150 will be 150 millimeters below the natural ground level. Yeah. And then I have those dimensions, and so I have is 14 bodies. Let me just put them and then do my calculations. Or I have to write topsoil remover. Let me open the item first. So that open the item. I'll open the item. Make a black color. Move it and I'm moving the correct area. There. We're going to do our soil remover, top soil remover. I have to underline this. I'm going to say remove topsoil by excavating in. Yeah, let me fix this problem as before continue. I think this thing is going to take 4 cells. Yeah, 4 cells. I think there will be enough 4 cells. Man, it will have 4 cells. There will be enough. Made cells. I made the cells. And then I have to use text wrap text, and then like excavating. Do text wrap by excavating into F2 into F and into F2 150 millimeters deep. Then this thing is from it's measured in meters squared. Can make it a subscript. I will not make it a subscript. Earthworks. It is from earthworks where I think it is also it's just from earthworks. Topsoil removal is from earthworks. Let me open this page. I think things are complicated. Let me check. It is from earthworks. Topsoil removal. It's from earthworks where it's from excavations. Yeah. Digging up topsoil. Topsoil is from excavations. It's excavation 6. Yeah, it's from excavations. It's earthwork 6. It's under earthwork 6.